All right, Chattanooga. Woo, I'm telling you, I'm full, you all. I am full. I am Dr. Elenora Woods, your talk show host, and I'm telling you, we got a full house today. And welcome to your neck of the woods. I feel so honored. I feel so blessed. And I feel the anointing of God in the atmosphere. Because anytime God tell me that He gonna send the people, all I gotta do is just stand. And I see that come before me the way it's been coming before me since 2015. I'm telling you, I'm full. I am full. Today we have the iconic civil rights leader, Mr. Johnny Holloway, in the house. And by the way, if you didn't know, our museum is named the Johnny Holloway African American Educational and Heritage Museum. He's in the house. He's already past 90. I'm reaching 100. So you all welcome him here. We are blessed. And we also have a group called United by Change, which consists of several people. We got Jules, we have Megan and Tara, right? That's here today. And I'm telling you, Tennessee Democracy Network is doing things that with United by Change all over this city. And I'm telling you, we are blessed. We have some civil rights activists in Chattanooga. I'm not the only one. I'm telling you, these people are doing things. We've been here all day. I'm telling you, we've been making cards for all of you all. We've been making signs for all of you all. We thebum.com. We thebum.com. And I just want to say thank you for joining our show today. We have a big treat for you. Sorry, we were supposed to come on at 1, but our show before us lasted a little bit longer. He had a guest from California. Thank God for technology, because we brought him from California into our studio with our amazing engineers that we have, Michael Slyman and Mr. Rose that's here over to my right. They were able to bring him in remotely and put him at the desk. It was amazing. That show was awesome. You all make sure you go back and look at that show that came on before us. And I'm telling you, thank you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. And so, Mr. Holloway, what you got going on? I'm telling you, I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna be quiet. I know my place.
Today is the first day of a fundraising we have for the Alton Park CDC. As you know, when it rains, we have a little rain to come into the building, and we have a lot of very valuable material in this building. So logic tells me that you need to fix the roof before you do anything else. So we're going to have our first fundraiser starting, kick off today, and we'll be asking at least $1 from everybody who's listening. But if you can pay more, we appreciate that too. We have a place that you can send the money to, which is South Chattanooga, about 1101 West 40th Street, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 37409-9998, Post Office Box 2412. And I'll be repeating that from time to time so you can catch it every time I say it. But this is our first program, and I just appreciate being on Dr. Wood's program. What do you call this program anyway?
This is what's happening in your neck of the woods. But I like to tell people that everybody in Chattanooga owns this radio station. Everything about Alton Park Development Corporation spells 501c3 nonprofit, which means you can write it off for those who want to write stuff off, that like to write stuff off. If you write Alton Park Development Corporation on your check or whatever, however way you're going to pay it, we will make sure that your accountant or whoever you do your taxes with write that off. So if you give to the museum, to the civic center, whatever you want to give to, put on the little memo section where you want your money to go. We have categories, so you can categorize where you want your money to go, and it will get there. So we are raising funds for our roof. God blessed us with this building. He blessed us with this building through an auction process. They would try to get rid of the building and give the building to somebody. We ain't going to say nobody's name, but it didn't work that way because God had it intended for us. That means all of us to come in and do the great work that like we did today. You came in, sat down at the table, and got it going on. I mean, they had it going on. I got these buttons and stuff. I'm going to give it to everybody. They made buttons called Vote for Real. And then I can't speak Spanish like I should be able to speak Spanish, but we got some Spanish buttons over here. Can you speak Spanish?
Tu voto, tu vas. Yeah, means your vote, your voice.
Okay, I like that one. I might get that one myself. Keep that to myself. And then resist tyranny and fight back. Oh, y'all, there's some stuff. They got all kind of buttons in there they've made. And I just want to say to you all, when you see us coming, don't run. Don't run, because we want to check and make sure you have your license to vote. That means don't be caught on these streets without your license to vote. Okay? Because we're going to hold you up, and then we're going to put you down for questioning and everything. This is not the season for us to sit at home on the couch and act like we don't know no better. Okay? Everybody got to vote. If you 18 or older, we always talk about when we get 16, I'm going to get my driver's license. When I get 21, I'm going to take my first drink. Okay. This is the most crucial thing that you need to do. And the biggest license you need to have in your pocket is a voting license. And that's why we all here today. And one of the things that I got to tell you, because if I don't tell you this, I have failed my job. We're going to be walking and marching on Washington for the freedom that we have. I'm telling you all, y'all don't know what freedom is until you lose it. And freedom ain't free. Freedom's not free. So on the 27th, we're going to leave Chattanooga to get to Washington on the 28th. Y'all see that bus over there? We're going to be parking in the Hamilton Place parking lot right outside the food court to get you all on that bus. And then it's an 8-hour drive to Washington. We're going to party. That's a Freedom Party bus that you see showing up on the screen right there. And we're going to have food on there. We're going to have music on there. We're going to get down. We're going to be playing that good music for freedom. And when we get there, it's about, 8 o'clock. The program starts till 3. Reverend Al Sharpton will be the host of the evening. Y'all, you cannot miss it. It's free. It's free. All you got to do is get to the bus. We have 2 buses right now. We need 1 filled up because we just ordered the second bus, but we want to have 5 buses. So you all hurry up. Let us know you want to go. We put your name on there. We have bus captains. We have Minister Reverend Wilhelmina Hawk, who's 1 bus captain, and also the Reverend Micah Chapman, who's the other bus captain. We get your name, your number, your address. If you got any health conditions or things like that, we get everything wrote down. A contact person, if we need to contact them back at home, let them know we have problems or whatever. We want you to go on this bus. They're already expecting 250,000 people already in Washington. We turn it up and we turn it out. And it's not just NAN. We got the other civil rights organizations. We got the NAACP. We have Urban League. We have all of these national organizations. And now we got United for Change out of Chattanooga, Tennessee Democracy Network. We got all the people who were here today said they are going. They are going. And so it is for everybody. Everybody. That's the only way we can get anything done, is that we work together. We have to work together.
Yes.
Because the devil know if he can divide us and split us into pieces and parts, that he might have a chance to win. But y'all, I'm telling the devil, look at me, devil. Let me tell you right now, we are united. We are united. The Chattanooga National Action Network just joined United for Change today because we working with them. They working with us. We're working together. You can't split us up. You cannot split us up. We got every nationality represented. And don't tell me what we can't do if we're working together. I don't care about your preference. I don't even care about really what religion you worship. I believe in God. That's who I worship. Don't try to change me. I'll tell you about my God. You can tell me about yours. That don't mean I'm going to listen, but you can tell me. I'm going to respect you. It's about respecting people, respecting their choices, and letting God do the rest. That's all. I think we forget that. We forget that God says, spread the gospel and go on about your business. Because God got it. He cannot change my heart. He can't change your heart. He can't change, he can change my heart. You can't change my heart. I can't change Mr. Holloway's heart, but God can. He can do anything. So I'm telling you all, work with us, get on that bus. And I'm telling you right now this morning that this afternoon, that the National Action Network was just afforded a building in New York City. We have our own national headquarters in New York. And today we bust the doors open and we was in there. And I want to bring on Miss Cheryl Huff out of Nashville, Tennessee, because they're showing all the chapters around the country. And their chapter was featured this morning. So, Cheryl, where you at?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I want her to talk about what they did. And while they were there, oh, she in the car. Let me tell y'all. They had their community day today in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're going to have ours on August the 1st, and I'll talk about that later. But Cheryl, can you tell them what happened today on the station today with Reverend Al Sharpton?
Yeah, this morning was amazing. So we came in and he came on and he shouted out the Tennessee chapter, and we were all on there. We about 60 of us, and we all came out and we waved, and he was turned around and shot us out. We enjoyed that. And then when we finished with that, we went back outside and we had over 100 boxes of our giveaways, and we gave it away to the community. They had a community day, back to school events. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yes. And let me tell you, Chattanooga, you know I can't let you outdo us up there in Nashville.
All right.
She's in Nashville, y'all. She's in Nashville. We are going to have the Chattanooga Scenic City NAN Community Day on August the 1st. Yes. And we are going to be doing our back to school giveaway that day. And we even got some giveaways for grown folks. So yes. It is all, coming from Amazon. And who else, Cheryl, besides Amazon?
That's it. It's just all of just the giveaways from Amazon.
Brand new stuff.
They're amazing. It's shoes, clothes, school supply stuff, household stuff, body wash, hair products, all kinds of stuff. We're going to get in. Right now, we in our U-Haul taking it back to the place. We just loaded up, emptied it out. Now we're done, and we're on our way back. And we'll see you all on August the 1st.
Yes, in Chattanooga at the Chattanooga Civic Center at Mountainside. And Cheryl, I'd like to add to that, you all have some speakers. We're going to have some speakers on that day. If you want to be free, you must come to see me. Because on August the 1st, we're going to have speakers talking about, so you got arrested, got into some trouble, and your rights are gone. How do you restore your rights? So restoration of your rights, all kinds of things, money management, the things they don't teach you in school, how you should raise your, save your money up, how you buy a home, all of these things that set our people free. How do you get a business? How do you raise your credit scores? What do you need to do? These things are critical for our people. That means anybody that has any of these issues to come to our event so you can learn about how we become free. You're not free if your hands are tied up and you don't have any money. You don't have any way to get any money. You don't know how to save any money. You're not in a house. You're in a housing project, and now they're going to tear them down. They done already tore down by 2. They're fixing to tear down 2 more. The West Side projects and now East Lake, they're tearing them down. So you don't own no project. So what do you need to do to prepare yourself so you can be successful for your family? And so to get that kind of knowledge, you're going to have to come here August the 1st. Cheryl will be joining us. She'll be here live and in person. We're going to be giving, and you know what? How about we give about $25 vouchers away to everybody that show up to go into the thrift store that we own right here on site and pick out them some school stuff. Yeah, pick out them some good stuff to take home. We got everything in that thrift store. I'm telling you, we have got some brand new stuff, some gently used things, but we've got everything. We got free uniforms. I think Target has donated some things, and Walmart has donated some things. We got book bags. We got everything. So come out on Saturday, August the 1st. That's before the bus trip. And did you want to say something, Jules?
I only want to say, if I can, Can I browse the thrift store before I go
Yes.
today?
Yes. Jules is gonna go browse the bookstore.
Just want to see what I can see.
See what she can see. So y'all heard it from me, Dr. Woods, that we're gonna give $25 vouchers to everybody that shows up. Now I'm not talking about the baby 1 year old, 2 year old. Come on now. We're talking about $25 voucher. You need to be a school-age person to go into the thrift store and pick you out $25 worth of stuff. Plus, we're giving away free stuff. We're giving away free stuff from Amazon. Free, brand new stuff, y'all. You gotta be here. We're gonna have bouncy houses and all kinds of stuff. You see the picture? It's for real. We're gonna have some bouncy houses outside. And if you love to farm, you know, our site, thank you, Jesus. Our site now is the designated farm space and a garden, a community garden for the city of Chattanooga. Yes, give it up for all of our farmers who come here and manage our farm. Y'all, yesterday I grew some tomatoes. I pulled some tomatoes out the garden, bell peppers out the garden. Strawberries are all gone. I did have strawberries. If you got any of those pictures, Mike, you can show up. We got apples, strawberries, greens, okra, corn, potatoes, onions, and it's free for the community.
I'm stop by there too before I go too.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're here and you want to go to the garden and pull your stuff out, get your little bag and bring it and go out there, and anything you can get in that bag, we want you all to get that to feed your family. And as Mr. Holloway would say, bring a bag, take what you need, and what else?
Need what you take, and leave a donation if you can.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes. Because that's how we are able to do what we do. We do not do anything on our own. As he said, we're raising money for a roof because we got a few leaks in the building. We had a storm, and we are fortunate to have a board that made a decision because we had some people that bid it. And you know me, I'm Dr. Woods. I'm like, okay, y'all, we got to get this leak stopped right now, tomorrow, today. And I made a decision, and it was the wrong one. But the board said, they ain't giving no warranty with that, you know? So they said, no, we ain't giving you your money back. So you might well go get your money back. And we were blessed with a person. God said, I'll send you everybody. Send me a person that did it for half the price. I ain't gonna say that because they might be listening to me. Did it for a very good price and gave a 2-year warranty on their. This is repair. Now, this is not a brand new roof. He said we didn't need a brand new roof. So we got a few leaks here and there, but we're gonna tidy it up because we got a magnificent building here that God gave to us, and we want to keep it. We want to be a good steward of what God gave us and what you are donating. We want to be a good steward to that.
And one of the problems with the roof is that the drain system was stopped up, and that's what was causing most of the leaks. So you're gonna clean the drain system out
Yes.
for us, and that would take care of half the problem. The other half the problem is to fix the leaks.
Yes. Yes. And still, we got a skylight in the front. We got this building beautiful. We got some skylight. The engineers came in when we first received this property from God, and said, God, they made this building to last way before its time. This building was built, y'all, in 1963 at the height of the civil rights movement. And everything inside of it is cedar block. And the outside is brick. And every room in this building has an exit that goes to the outside. Every individual classroom have a bathroom in it. Every individual room have a sink in it. So there's no need for a child to go down the hall. They can just go right there to the bathroom, and the teacher can see them go in and see them come out. We're blessed. And so I just want to just say right now, because of that blessing, we're able to lease some spaces out. And I want to just say thank you for the Seed Theater. They lease the space. We have a seamstress also out here that leases space. We also have the Chattanooga News Chronicle. If you all know the Chattanooga News Chronicle, that is the only Black print paper in the city of Chattanooga. And John Edwards, they have a space out here. They are helping Mr. Holloway with the African American Museum. So I want to give a shout out to him. So what's on exhibit right now is the result, in the center, the gallery, because we got history all over the building. But in the gallery is the Black inventors. If you've not been through the African American Museum, this is real history here. I mean, don't Don't come in here and say, oh, it's cool. No, this is real Black history, not the good stuff, the only good feeling stuff. Oh, the movie stars, but this the real history. So if you want to really learn Black history, you have to come to the Johnny Holloway African American Education and Heritage Museum, because it's there where you're going to find the truth and nothing but the truth. And we awarded How to Sue the Klan video, and the people that put on that production, that movie, at our humanitarian award gala last year. And that was Benjamin Crump and other people, the lawyers, the family. They were here, and they got a chance to go and see that section. And I like to thank Mr. Holloway, because when he put it up, I thought, ooh, I was cringing. But he lived through it. He lived through it. This man is almost 100 years old. He's seeing history repeat itself. And so when he put it up, I got some things I'm gonna put up, and I'm like, oh. But after I calmed down, I began to understand where he was coming from. We got to tell the truth. And I said to him, well, we got to teach African history, because they don't teach African history. I'm a doctor, and I don't know what I should know, and I'm Black, and I've been to college, and I'm educated, but I didn't know Black history because they don't teach it. And I said, well, remember this conversation? I said, well, let's get with UTC. I was excited, right? I graduated from UTK in Knoxville. I said, let's get with them. They got professors in history and blah, 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 blah. He said, no. I was like, no. It wasn't that he didn't like UTC. It was that he wanted the truth to be told without restrictions. Institutions that are privately and publicly and governmentally funded have restrictions on what they can say, or they'll lose their funding. So we found an African-American professor who now retired from that, but has his master's degree in education, and with his history background is in African history, and Mr. Bryson teaches that. Professor Harold Bryson, it was his idea. He said, no, you're going to use Mr. Harold Bryson. He's going to teach it. And y'all, when I took his class the first time, I cried, because I just didn't know. He teaches from the cradle of history, humanity, all the way up to where we are. Not just the Martin Luther King people and all the civil rights people that we hear about. What about them Iranians over there? What about over there in the Gulf? Where them people come from? If y'all don't mind, I'll use this point of privilege. African Americans' DNA have been in history, historically, have been around for 350,000 years. And Caucasian DNA has been around for 45,000 years. So when you learn that kind of stuff, the real truth, it'll make you cry. That means I'm your cousin, your auntie, your mama, your sister, your brother. We all family. We are all family. You can't mistreat me. I can't mistreat you, because we family. So we have to act that way. And that's why I'm glad God made me the way he made me, and that he made him the way he made him. You have to stand up and fight for justice and democracy, because that's what makes us great. God got us here for a reason. He got us here for a reason. We got to stand up for something or fall for anything. We have to. And so don't forget, August the 1st is the big community day. We're going to put it out there. We're going to go on all the radio stations. All of them. I don't care. I'm coming to you. I got my station, but you know what? I'm coming to your station too, because I got sense enough to know that there's an audience here. There's an audience over there, and an audience over there, and an audience over there. And if that audience over there don't hear me, then I won't get the word out to them. So I learned that just 2 or 3 months ago. There was a Black person, an attorney, running for judge in Nashville, and nobody thought she could win. And her opponent was endorsed by our president, Donald Trump. I'm going to say his name. I might get in trouble. Was endorsed by him. I'm not going to say nothing bad about him, okay? Because he is our president. But her opponent just knew she had it. This little black girl come from Chattanooga, but now lives in Nashville. She went to every population, every segment of the city of Nashville, not just the pastors, not just the black folks, not went to the white folks, the Jews, the Asians, the Hispanic, every group, every radio station. And she won the judge. She won it. And they couldn't believe it. So I called her mama. I said, Miss Mance, how did Colette do that? How did she do that? She said, baby, we didn't run no traditional campaign. We are going to be a judge for everybody. So we just cannot go to one section. Diversity, I know people want to get rid of it, but diversity wins every time. That's why this bus trip to Washington, D.C. is going to be diverse. It's going to have every population of people in it. Black folks, white folks, Jewish folks, Hispanic folks, Asian folks. It don't matter. We want you all to come. Because it's not just for me. It's for you. We want the rich, the middle class, and the poor. Because it's not just for poor folks. It's some rich folks need to have their ears tickled a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's the middle folks that need to know you in the middle today, but you're going to be poor tomorrow if you don't stand up for justice.
Let me say something else about the bus trip that's very important.
Oh, yeah.
Not only the people that's going, but we should have some people to send them off.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's very important. If we had a few thousand people just to be out there to send them off and wish them well to represent us in Washington, D.C., that would be great. Now, I'm going to be doing a lot of radio programs talking about the roof, trying to raise some money, but I'm going to be talking about we need to be there on the 28th of August.
We're leaving the 27th.
27th of August at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, Hamilton Place Mall.
Hamilton Place Mall.
Food
Hamilton
court.
Place Mall.
Hamilton Place Mall in the food court.
And then you just need to be there. You'll be surprised what that would do. Let me tell you why I say that.
Thursday.
When we did the Martin Luther King birthday celebration activities when we first started, and it was cold, and I was in charge along with another young man in charge of lining up the parade, and it was 15 degrees outside. And I said, now I wonder how many people gonna come out here to see this parade we putting together. And lo and behold, 5,000 people showed up in the parade in the cold to see the first Martin Luther King. That's what I'm talking about. The numbers count. And I'm going to be on the radio and television anywhere I can go to talk about raising funds for the museum and the building. But I would like to see a lot of people just be out there to send the people off. That means so much. You don't know what a group means to send off another group. We have a little saying in Operation Push that we said, if you can't go, send go. Now what that means is that you pool your money and you send 2 people to represent you. We sent 2 people to Africa twice. And if you know anything about Operation Push, it was just a very small group, people meeting every Saturday. And we took up very little money, but we just kept taking it up. And when they asked us to send somebody to Africa, we was able to send them. That's what's important about the group. You got to, and now we asking you to send the people off with a large group of people. Mm-hmm. If you can be out there, please be out there. That means so much. And it sends a message to the rest of Chattanooga who you are. And you'd be surprised what that means.
People, we're gonna have the media out there. I know some people, are media shy, but we will have the media there. I'm already working on it. Channel 3, 9, and 12. If y'all don't answer my call, I'm gonna talk about you. Okay? Because I'm coming next with a whole speech. So 3, 9, and 12, I'll be calling your producers to make sure on the 27th, the day that we leave Chattanooga, that you have your cameras out there. We also gonna ask a band or 2 or 3 to send us off. You know, we're going to ask Brainerd. Shout out to my soror, Dr. Sorrell. And we're going to even ask Howard. I think they got a new principal over there. But we're going to ask to perform Hickson. Any of y'all bands out there, Red Bank, any of y'all that want to send us off, come on down. Send us off. Send us off and let the world know that Chattanooga is represented and we are fighting for freedom. There are some people scared because they got a job. They don't want to be seen on the camera. I know who you are. I know some of you. Just stand back out the way. Send us your money. Stand back over here on the side. Yeah, some people, they got the money, but they can't. I'm being real, okay? God made so many civil rights activists. He didn't make all of y'all civil rights activists. He gave some of y'all money to support the civil rights organizations, right? And so if you can't get in front of the camera, don't want to be seen, I know some folks like that. Oh, no, don't take no picture of me. Well, move. You know, I was listening to Reverend Al Sharpton this morning. If you scared, you know, if you don't want to be seen, then move out the way and let the people who want to do it and send them your money to support them. You know, we understand that. We understand that. Don't y'all understand that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's some people that can't jump out in front of the camera. They got these big time job positions and everything, and they're afraid that they're going to lose their job. You know, they'll get a call, come in my office, and I saw you on the news fight with those folks, and I'm going to have to let you go because it's killing our company or whatever the reason is. So if you like that, just send the money, send some folks that you know on behalf of you, but be there some kind of way. If you can't get on the bus, send somebody to go on the bus. You know, if you can't send somebody to go on the bus, send your money. I just told you all, and he just gave you the address, P.O. Box 2412 in South Chattanooga, 1101 West 40th Street, 3749. You can send your money there to get to us. And you can write it off 100%. And we got other organizations on here. They can give you their address. You can send them some money. But I just want you all to know that we are fighting for the freedom of everybody. It's always been that way. Women couldn't vote. So it doesn't matter if you was black or white. You couldn't vote. So there was somebody standing in the gap, losing their life, being hit upside the head. You know, I think Congressman, what was his name?
John Lewis.
John Lewis got his skull cracked on the Pettis Bridge because he was fighting for the right for our people and your people and their people to vote. If you were a woman, you couldn't vote. If you were black, you couldn't vote. I think black men got their right to vote before women got their right to vote. So somebody had to march. There's some people marching for the LGBT community. I'm not LGBT. I'm straight as an arrow, but I respect whatever it is that these people want to do with their life. I don't care who they sleep with. I'm going to judge you by your character, how you treat me. There's some folks that's straighter than an arrow, but demonic.
Yes.
But demonic. So don't tell me how straight you are and you run around killing folks and doing all these other things that's not godly. I want to know your character, how you going to treat me, how you treat other people. And God, we talked about this earlier. I don't care what religion you have. I believe in God. Okay?
How much time we got left?
We got much time as we want. So go ahead and do your part. So we're gonna turn the mic over. Y'all know I can get started, so I'm gonna stop. So now we have United by Change. We got Jules and we've got Tierra and we've got and we've got Megan. So y'all take it over. I'm done. My elder has told me to be quiet. I'm done.
I'm just getting tickled. Tara's name has changed. I like Tiara.
Tierra.
Here
Why
you
not?
go.
I will embrace it. Tara Phillips from Tennessee Democracy Network. My colleague Julia here, we do things like voter education and making sure folks know when it's time to vote, helping folks register to vote. So all things voting.
And community engagement. So that's also important too. We facilitate the Coalition United by Change. We're here to make sure the wheel moves. So we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. The work is great. We just want to make sure there's momentum behind that wheel too.
And then, Megan, you had a PowerPoint.
Yeah,
I saw
we
some-
got a
Come
whole
on, Michael.
presentation.
Look it
But
up.
my name is Meghan Gilbert. I work for another local organization called CALEB. It's an acronym, stands for Chattanoogans in Action for Love, Equality, and Benevolence. And we are a part of United by Change. And so we are also out trying to get out the vote and educate folks on why their participation is important.
Okay. All right. It's wonderful. Are you all going to be checking people's voter registration? You going to have your laptops or computers or something when you go out?
We always keep those. I always keep those on handy. A lot of individuals sometimes assume. Oh, sorry. We keep those handy, and you all can speak to your own testament too. There's individuals that assume that they are registered. Tennessee has a purging law, so if you're not going to use it, you'll lose it. Which is interesting coming from a person that is a gun carrier. I have not shot a single bullet. However, my license is still intact. So one would think voting laws would do the same as gun laws, but I digress.
Yes. So I was telling him about, well, he does this by mail, right? You mail
Yes,
yours
yes.
in.
I already voted.
He's already voted. Yay. Yay. But I was telling him how easy it is now. So can you all tell us, because back in the day, we would have a big stack of voter registration applications and you have to fill all this out. So tell them how much easier it is. That's why I asked you about your laptops and computers. Are you going to go, or your phones or whatever, when you walk up to a door and you ask Mr. So-and-so, are you registered to vote? How you can check it and then register them right there online. How does that happen? What's the voting site? What's the registration site?
Sure. So there is an online voter registration on the state website. We link that on a page that we manage with the Tennessee Democracy Network. That right there, the graphic, that's perfect. Thank you. If you go to tndemocracynetwork.org/onevote, we have that linked on our page, that QR code as well that's being shown up there on the screen. Also, we'll take you to that state website where you can do online voter registration. But you can do it in the usual way with the form. And you can do that at the Election Commission, and you can download it and print it off if you prefer doing it that way. Everybody feels differently about it. But to use the online form, you do have to have a Tennessee issued ID. That's how they verify that you're a legit person.
Well, for everybody to go to Second Missionary Baptist Church, you can go to our church and get that form right now.
Awesome. Yeah. So there are places that have those paper forms available. Whenever we go to events, we try to have, Tennessee Democracy Network, CALEB, we have that paper voter registration form on our setup so that if folks happen upon us, they can just fill that out and we'll turn it in for them.
What's that risk if you don't vote? Because we had a conversation about the housing projects being torn down before we came on the radio. But can you all expound upon how important this election is and what's at risk if you don't vote? What's at risk for those who are saying, I ain't interested in politics. I'm not going to. What do they stand to lose by not voting?
Sure. Well, there's a lot to lose. So right now, shout out, it is early voting right now. Early voting started yesterday, and this is for our county general election and also the state primary. But we really focus on the local election, and that's because we're voting on our county mayor, our county commission, our school board, our sheriff. And why that's important is these are the folks that are not only determining the budget for our entire county, which ultimately determines the priorities, but they're the same people that are putting together these policies and ordinances that determine a lot of factors of our daily lives. So when we think about how much funding our schools are getting, or how much funding our sheriff's department is getting, that all comes down to these elected positions. And so yeah, folks are more affected than they realize, and
Mhm.
and that's why it's so important to, if you do have the ability to vote, to come out.
Yes. And if you don't have your right to vote, there are people that are helping you restore those rights to vote. Organizations like what you see here today will walk you through the process. There's forms to fill out. When you get out of prison or jail and you got a record, and just remember when you went in there, you lost your right to vote. When you come out, you got to apply to have that right back. It doesn't mean you're not going to get it, but you, baby, you got to fill out the application and send it in to them. If you owe money, say you had child support, and they say, well, you can't until you clear up this child support. They've got payment plans for people who owe money that their rights have been taken from, that you can get on those payment plans. That's going to be Jennifer, our education chair and one of our political action committee person, to explain that you can work out a payment plan with your county, with your city, with any jurisdiction that is keeping you from voting, by setting up that payment plan and getting your voter's registration back. So you don't have to just say, well, I ain't gonna be able to get mine back because I've been in prison. No, that's not true. That is not true. So get with these civil rights organizations, because they have the know-it-all. They got contact with people. They can set you up, have a form for you to fill out, walk you through the process if you don't know the process, and help you get your rights restored. We need everybody voting. Those who've been in jail, you've done your time. Those who owe money and went to jail because they didn't pay their child support or whatever, then come out and get on a payment plan and let's get your voting rights back. Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
Now, I know it's kind of hard to get anything said here because of Dr. Woods, but I just got to say this. I'm still trying to raise this money. And so to just make it very simple, my telephone number is 423-488-3978. You can call that number and I can give you all the information on where you can send your money and the post office box and all that. But that's what I just wanted to say. We still trying to raise that money. It's very important that we raise the money to fix the roof. We also need money because maybe you don't know this, but the first Statue of Liberty that was sent to America from France was a Black lady. And she had changed at her feet where she had broke away from slavery. And that little lantern she held in her hand at the time was from the Underground Railroad, representing the Underground Railroad, where that lantern was placed in windows that was safe house for slavery, for slaves, runaway slaves trying to get to the north on the Underground Railroad. But that also kind of backfired on them because some of the slave hunters also started putting those kind of in there to try to catch the slaves who were runaway slaves. So you have to be very careful. And everybody is playing games everywhere you go. But that's what that, and we want to build a replica of that statue. It'll be about 8 feet tall and put it in the front of the museum here in the lobby. And that's going to cost some money, but that's not the fundraiser we own now. We're just talking about the roof now, but I'm letting you know there's other things we're talking about and thinking about. One of the other things we're thinking about for the museum, we want to put lights over all of the pictures. And we want them to be motion lights. And so when you walk up to it, it comes on, and when you leave, it goes off. And so you'll be able to, it's a whole lot of things we want to do. And I just hope I have time to do them. But I have some young people around me that have said that don't you worry about anything, Mr. Holloway, because when you leave here, we're going to carry on the museum.
That's it.
And they have kind of told me that, and that made me feel pretty good. So that's why I think it's not whether I'll be here to see all this done, but it will get done because the young people said so. Thank you.
All right. Y'all heard it from me. I call him my leader in this community because, we got young folks running around that don't listen to their elders. So for all our children and young folk that are out there, listen, X generation, we were talking about the X generation or YZ or whatever. If you have a person in your life, such as Mr. Holloway, who have seen history repeat itself, and it might be your third time going around. I know it's your second time. Then he's already endured it. He saw it. You know, he grew up in it. He know all about it. He can tell you something. Listen to your elders, because elders are here for a reason. They're not here to do all the work. God wants them to sit down. He wants them to sit down and give orders. Isn't that what elders do? Sit down
and spoil them babies.
and spoil the babies. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing now.
Oh.
But the young people have to listen and stop thinking you know everything. You smart, you are wise, because God has put some wisdom in front of us, like all this technology. No matter where you are, we can bring you in the studio. That's technology. But the elders have more than technology. They have more than wisdom. They have some insight that you didn't even live to see. You weren't even born. You weren't even thought of. You weren't even created. And so when I hear him speak, I listen. You know, it's not by how educated you are. My daddy stopped at the 8th grade, but he was wiser than me. And when he spoke, I listened, because he saw history repeat itself. And he could tell you what you was going to do, what you did do. I couldn't figure out how he kept catching me. Couldn't figure it out till I became an adult and started catching my children. You see, so the wisdom is what separates us to where we have to start acknowledging our elders and giving them respect. So don't you worry. You write down on paper what you want in that museum. And these that you leave behind, gonna make sure it gets done. It's gonna get done. Every bit of it. We already raising money for the roof. He wants the statue. I told him when he get that statue, that black statue, Statue of Liberty, the first one that the United States rejected and sent back, put in this museum, I think it'll be the only one in the United States, maybe the world.
It will be the only one. The other one's in Martin Islands right now. That's where my sons went down to Martin Island on vacation, and they saw it down there. And they came back and asked me what it was. I told them that you just saw the first Statue of Liberty.
Wow.
And that's how I got off on the Statue of Liberty.
We're going to put that here. And I told him I'm sitting down. He did bring that Statue of Liberty up in here. He's already found an artist to do it and got the price and everything. I said, if I walk up in here and I see that black Statue of Liberty holding that lantern with them chains on her feet, I'm just going to stop. I'm done. I'm through. Let somebody else carry it on, because I'm done. I'm done. That would be it for me. So, what else are you all wanting to say? Because it's important that everything that you're doing, Caleb, your website, how we can donate to your organizations, things you have going on that need to be funded, all that stuff, we need to hear about it. I'm going to be quiet again, because I know Megan has a presentation that she has. So, Michael, if you can get ready, are you ready for your presentation?
Yeah, I think Tara's going to speak first. but
Yeah, I'm gonna
we'll
start us off. I'm gonna
tag
kick
it,
us
Tina.
off. Yeah, for early voting. So the thing that we really wanted to highlight is early voting has started yesterday. And the cool thing is we have 3 Saturdays to early vote. So today until 4 p.m. and then next Saturday and the next Saturday. So early voting ends August 1st. But yeah, so do we want to start the slides? Are we able to do that?
Yes, Michael. We have one engineer off site, but he is controlling the screen.
Fabulous.
And he hears us, and when you see the screen move and all that, that's Michael, our other engineer. We've got 2 engineers. Lord blessed us with 2 wonderful, amazing people to run the radio station. So, Michael, she's ready to start her PowerPoint presentation, if you can get it up and going.
Yeah, so today we were here at the Civic Center doing our election hub. So we were just trying to let folks know that early voting has started. And so we did some postcards and just some kind of community building. But if you want to do the next slide, that would be great. So early voting has started, and we will be, it looks like our slide got a little wonky.
Yeah.
Apologies. But yeah, early voting has started. So started yesterday. We have 6 early voting sites. So can you go to the next slide? Yeah. So if you are already registered to vote, you can vote, but Tennessee is one of those places where you have to register to vote 30 days in advance of the election. I know, it's a bummer. There's only like 16 states in the United States that does that, and we're one of them. So that's really, yeah, not cool. Some places you can register day of and vote, and we wish we were one of those. But if you register to vote now, you will be ready for voting in November, which is also going to be a super important election as well. So if you can do the next slide, please. Oh, next slide, please. There we go. So here's all of our early voting sites. Like I said, we have 6 of them. The Election Commission, which is off of Elenora Highway, you can usually tell it's there because there's tons of campaign signs right there at the entrance. So that kind of alerts you to where it is. But it has the longest hours. They are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. So that, they try to be a little bit helpful with work schedule folks. But yeah, so that location has the longest hours. Then you also have the Hickson Community Center, the Chris L. Ramsey Center in Brainerd, Collegedale Commons, the Harrison Center on 58, which is the old Harrison Elementary School, and then the Soddy Daisy Community Center, which is like I think they call it also the Soddy Daisy Senior Center. So all of those places are 10 to 6 p.m. during the week and 10 to 4 on Saturday. And so if you need to find more information about what's on the ballot, we have curated a list of all of the candidates. We've linked their websites so that you can look at what they have out there about themselves. And that's at the Tennessee tndemocracyNetwork.org/OneVote. And yeah, that's a place to get a lot of information. You can also get links to go to the Election Commission site so you can look up what's on your personal ballot as well as what your election day polling place is. And just to make sure you know when the election day is. I know some people like to vote on election day, and that's Thursday, August the 6th. So it's on a Thursday and not on a Tuesday. So that's also tricky to people.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to let Megan take it over. She's got some more slides to share with us.
Sure. Let's see what else we got here.
Next slide.
Oh, yeah, we can keep going. All right, so CALEB is an acronym. As I said a little bit earlier, we are another organization, another nonpartisan nonprofit here in Chattanooga. It stands for Chattanoogans in Action for Love, Equality, and Benevolence. We are part of a coalition with Tennessee Democracy Network, but we also organize folks and resources to build a community that works for all of us. And so how we do that when it comes to voter engagement is what we call integrated voter engagement. And all that means is that the issues that we focus on that folks are facing, we just tie those to the electeds that we know can have an impact and make change in those regards. So that's how we get out the vote. And so this is just a visual. Looks like when we formatted this into a PowerPoint, all the lines got a little off, but those yellow folks are elected positions, and then those red circles are different issues. And like our county commission determines our county budget, which also includes our school budget, and our sheriff, our public safety budget. They're also the ones that are going to determine what incentives we give businesses that are coming to town. Our school board are going to be the folks that are determining our school policies. We've got on the state level, those folks, they have the ability to make state laws, which also recently we saw a change to the congressional map. So there was redistricting that happened. But so all of those are decisions and that our elected officials are making that ultimately affect us on a daily basis. And so we just connect those dots. So, all right. So the ways that we do that is we get out in the community. So that means that we are not only we're tabling wherever we can, knocking on doors, but we're attending public meetings even in non-election years. And that's because, one, I mean, we don't know what folks are facing if we're not talking to them, but also we don't know what elected officials are doing if we're not paying attention to them. And so that's why we, all throughout the year, not just in election time, we want to build relationships with folks, and that includes our elected folks as well. And so those yellow dots there, those are just the focus issues that we've been working on currently. So we can move on to the next slide. Is it Michael? Oh, great. Okay. And then, we get out in the community, and then again, we talk to people. And so we really, really want to reinforce these election dates because they are important. We had a primary earlier this year and in May, and I will tell you that 10% of Hamilton County turned out, just 10%. So if everybody brings a friend, we'll be doubling. We'll be to 20%. But early voting is the most accessible time to vote because, as Tara was saying, you can go to any of the 6 early voting sites versus if you choose to vote on election day, you have to go to your designated polling site. And so this is a county general and the state primary. So we got to let folks know that there is an election. All right, so now we're going to get into it. Civics Today, Hamilton County Edition, understanding your role in our community and giving us grace for the formatting. Thank you so much. Can we move on? Okay, so this is just an agenda for those that may be watching. Here's the overview. We're going to do a little civics recap. We're going to review who represents us on all levels, and then just talk a bit about, what that looks like for each individual. All right, so what is civics? Not super visible, but I'll read it to you. Civics is a study of the rights and responsibilities of people and the structure and functions of the government and how individuals participate. So how all that works together, that's what we call civics. The people and the government coming together. The next one, so democracy. Oh man, I was really thinking this was going to be a better visual, but okay, that's all right. Democracy is a type of government. It's the one that we got here in the States. And this and the part that you can read is the most important. The power belongs to the people. And so it says democracy is a type of government in which power belongs to the people who exercise that power directly through voting and through elected representatives. So after that, it just said it depends on free and fair elections, the rule of law, protections on individuals, all that jazz. But the focus is the power is on the people. And if people don't participate, then we don't have a very strong democracy. So let's move it on to the next slide. Oh, or maybe
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Did you have another one?
There were more slides.
Whoopsie daisy.
You get them all.
Oh, there they are. They're there. There's all those other slides.
Is there one before that one?
Wherever we want to begin is cool. I'm good with that.
Maybe go back several slides
Yeah,
for
go
her.
back several.
Just where there's
Well, the yellow splotches were.
yes.
Okay, right there. Yeah.
Yes, right
Perfect,
there. Yes,
perfect.
perfect. Okay, so before we talk about the role of what each individual has, we talk about what the role of elected folks have in our democracy. And there's 3 main things. They're making laws, they're deciding how our money's spent, and they're representing us. Those are the main categories. And so that's that. And so we can move on to the next one. That's going to be the levels of government. And so, this election that we're participating in right now, it's it's our county general and our state primary. So that means we're voting for local folks as well as state level folks. But you can see here, these are all of the folks that represent you all of the time. So on a national level, we got a president, we've got 2 U.S. senators, we got 1 U.S. House rep. On a state level, we've got our governor. Everybody's got 1 state senator and 1 state House rep. And then on a local level in Hamilton County, we got a county mayor, and everybody's represented by 1 county commissioner. If you live specifically in the city of Chattanooga or any city like myself, I am down in Eastridge, then you also have a city mayor and some city council folks, at least 1. So there's a number of folks on different levels that represent you. And so we'll hover on this for a little bit here, just so now if you did go to or do go to the Tennessee Democracy One Vote site, all of these QR codes are on there. It's a really, really great resource. But this is just linking if you want to look specifically for your city council district or your county and federal. Those are those 2 QR codes. But because it all depends on where you live. That determines your district. So depending on how the lines are, your neighbor could be in a different district than you. That's different when it comes to, there's a different local number and a different state level district number. And so that's where you got to look it up so you can know what district you're living in. All right, but now let's look at who these folks are that actually do represent you. So right now on a federal level, we said we got the president, but now we've got these 2 U.S. Senate representations. Again, it's hard to read here, but every state gets 2. And these senators represent the entire state, and they serve for 6 years terms? 6-year terms. Okay, so this is who we got right now. This is Bill Haggerty and Marsha Blackburn. So anywhere in the state, you are represented by these 2 folks. And then, oh yeah, we can skip. There's a duplicate. But also anywhere in Tennessee, you are, or no, sorry, in
Hamilton County.
In Hamilton County, excuse me. We are represented by a U.S. House representative, and that's Chuck Fleischman here. And you can see, or maybe you can't, that there are 435 U.S. House of Representatives, and they're divided into states based on population. And so, you can see by the different colors, that's how many different House reps we get on a federal level, but those folks get 2-year terms. All right. So
do you want to talk about the most recent changing of our?
Yeah, maybe let's go back one slide, because that's a really good lift. Do you want to?
Yeah, sure. Megan might be a better person, but we can both to talk about this, but we'll both talk about it.
Yeah.
So recently, there was our state legislature, the Tennessee General Assembly, voted to split up Memphis into 3 different districts.
Yes.
So it appears that the reason for doing that was to dilute their voting power. And so, it is what it is. We're going to call a spade, right? And so that's changed the lines of our districts. It looks like it did not change anything for Hamilton County. We're in that far east, like pink section. It did change some lines for District 3 in some other areas, but Hamilton County is still in District 3. But if you notice, if you look at that blue district that kind of goes, that stretches all across the state of Tennessee and then touches just a little bit of Memphis. And so it really, I'm going to pivot to you and let you talk about why that's a problem and why,
Yeah, well, just for folks to understand how that went down, every year we have our state representatives come together for our legislative session where they'll, talk about what bills they want to implement. But they can call what's called a special session, which is a little bit different. There's special rules. They make committees for these special sessions, and they can also make the rules. And so after our legislative session ended this year, they called for a special session, and this was after the change in the Voting Rights Act. And so there was a change to the Voting Rights Act that how do I put this? There were protections put in place through the Voting Rights Act that made it so if there were even accidentally, how do I put this? Even if they were not intentionally trying to dilute minority voices, that if that ended up being the case, that would not be allowed. Those maps would not be allowed. But they took out that
language.
that language
Right.
out of the Voting Rights Act. And so because of that, our state representatives called for a special session in order to redraw our congressional maps. And so this was also done in 2022. And that's when Nashville, the Davidson County, was split into 3 districts. And now we saw that very similarly happen just this year in Shelby County. And why that it is so significant is because Shelby County was the only minority majority district, and it is now split into 3 districts. And so that, plays a role in what representation looks like. And seems like I don't know if we go back to our presentation, but that is a change, largely for Shelby County, but every district did change slightly. And so would be really important for everybody to look up their congressional district as those lines have changed. All right, but that's our federal level. And so now getting into our state level folks. So these are the ones that came together to approve those new maps and the rest of our state level laws. And so we're just focusing on Hamilton County. And you can see we've zoomed in on the right of that Hamilton County that we here have 2 state Senate reps. And that's Bo Watson and Todd Gardenhire. And they are elected every 2 years, and they do it split. So one will be up for election every 2 years, and then they alternate. And so one of them guys is up for election this.
And you mentioned they serve for 4 years, right? So at a time.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
state senators serve for 4 years, but they kind of flip flop every, I think it's odd even every 2 years. So right now, Bo Watson is up for re-election.
Is there anyone opposing Mr. Watson?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
All right, looks like our slide is maybe loading here or struggling. I'm not too sure. Okay. All right. So now when it comes to our House reps, so this is, you got your state Senate and you got your state House. These folks are 2-year terms, and it's everybody. And so they don't split it up. So all those folks up there are either up for, they're either running or contested. And so you can see, looks like our map on the right is not correct.
Oh, it's not the
because it's got the same
the
House
Senate.
ones.
Yeah.
But they're split up based on, it's split into 5. And so depending on where you are in Hamilton County, you're represented by one of those House reps.
I think this place that we're in is House District 28.
28.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is Yusuf Hakim is the representative here.
All right. And so just reiterating, the elected officials that represent you depend on where you live. And so even within Hamilton County, we are broken into 11 districts. And then in the city, we got 9 districts. And so, yes, if you live in the city, you probably have a different number city district than you do county district. So there's a lot of numbers to know, and that's why Tara's One Vote website is really, really great resource. But so now let's look at these folks who represent us. On the city, as I said, there's 9 districts, and so depending on which of those districts, that depends on who your representative is. But anywhere in Hamilton County, you're going to fall into one of the 11 districts, and those are those folks on the right. And we had a municipal election for our city council last year. And now we have our county election. That's one of the big races that is happening for this current election. And all of them are up for election. So everybody's got something to vote for. And this is 4-year terms. for folks. All right, so now we talked all about what the elected folks do. Yeah, unfortunately, can't really see all that well. Oh, look at that. We got support technology.
Go ahead, Michael.
Thank you,
Yes,
Michael.
Yeah, do your thing.
Michael is our engineer on the other side working this thing.
Yeah, doing the work. Okay, so legal responsibilities. We talked about how the elected folks, they're the ones determining what we do with our money and what, policies we're going to put in place. But we also have responsibilities. We got to obey those laws. We got to pay our taxes, and we have to attend jury duty. Everybody, folks maybe don't think of jury duty as, maybe they think of it as a drag, but that is how we have a integrous justice system. And so that is a way that we're showing up for our community, paying taxes. I know that seems to be like it's got a bit of a stigma around taxes, but, when we have low taxes, that also means low funding for our community. So folks get real excited when taxes are low, but then we're not so excited when there's not so much money for our schools and our parks and what have you. So just know that we are putting into the community with those funds, but then it's up to those electeds and how we spend it. So that's why it's important to be talking with our electeds so they know how we would like that money spent. All right. And then, so we got those legal responsibilities, but next we'll talk about our civic responsibilities. So you can move on to the next slide if you'd like. Thank you so much. This is so cool. Okay. So when we talk about civic responsibilities, no one is taking you to jail for not being informed. But if you cannot make informed decisions about your elections, if we don't know what is going on, same with anything that's going on in your community. And so staying informed, being active in your community, and voting are what we call our civic responsibilities. Do you want to chime in?
Sure. So as Megan was saying, you're not forced to vote, but voting happens, people get elected, and those people are making decisions about your life for you. So you might as well be a part of that process. You might as well vote so that you have a say, and those people who are making decisions about money for your community, about laws in your community, about like whether the roads, get work, whether the schools get enough funding, how much the police department is being funded, how much housing is being taken care of. So, another big one that I think everyone needs to remember is the health department. I don't know if everybody really followed everything that happened with that, but the dental clinics got closed with the health department. And I know a lot of folks use that resource. So, if that was something that impacted you, you want to vote for people who support, your county health department. So those are things to just think about, connecting that with your voting.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to round it out now, and we're just really getting into how you can do that. Like, so how can you stay informed? So maybe you can't attend all of the city meetings, but they're actually on YouTube. You can also find the minutes online. And so even if you can't watch them live, if you want to go back and watch them, that's how you can stay informed. So you can, read the news, of course, but you can also hear it from the horse's mouth on the YouTube. So just know it's decently accessible. Second thing, to participate, we've got, again, I'm going to plug the One Vote site, but here are all of the dates, and that red circled area, those are the early voting periods. And that is, we want to emphasize that just because it is most accessible. We know folks are working. We know election day is not a holiday. Different folks work different days. And so early voting is most accessible, again, because you can go to any of the early voting sites. But this is highlighting that we got 3 elections this year. May already happened, August is current, and November is coming up. So, don't sleep on elections. And, okay, participating. Okay, so this is just, I give you the dates. Now, if you're wondering, what are we voting for? Lots and lots. As we focus on the local, like we said, we've got our county mayor, we've got our county commissioners, but on our state level, we've got our governor, we've got our, as we said, our state senate, our state house. And so everything that we see up here are being voted on. We do have a primary and then a general for all positions, and that's why you'll see them twice listed, because they'll narrow it down in the primary and then we'll vote on the final in the general. But yeah, all those positions are up for election this year. And almost lastly, check your registration, register to vote. Again, go to the One Vote site, super duper helpful. All the QR codes are there, all the links. You can do all your things there. And but as far as getting involved in the community, not everybody has the ability to vote. We acknowledge, especially in Tennessee, there's a lot of barriers. I will tell you, just in a lot of conversations, a lot of folks don't even know that there is an August election. So if you do know there's an August election, you're ahead of the game. But there's other ways that you can get involved in your community, which strengthens your community, because yes, there's other ways we can get involved. So mutual aid, community orgs, there's a number of here that you can see, but these are all ways that we are supporting our community. And so I like to even say, when it comes to voting, that it is an act of solidarity, because if there might be issues that are impacting your neighbor that are not impacting you, but that's why we show up and we vote for a community that works for all of us. So
That sounds good. The only thing missing on there
yeah.
is Alton Park Development Corporation and the National Action Network. But she gonna go back and update that last slide
Yes,
and put us in there, because
Yes.
we want to let everybody know that we are involved and we care about our community too.
Yes.
So I'm telling you, this has been a fantastic show. And I know that Mr. Holloway gonna come back on with me next week,
Yes.
because he want to talk about somebody that means something to him. And he probably need a whole show. Just teasing. But I just want to say I thank you all
Thank
for
you.
coming on our show today.
Thanks for having us.
And today is Saturday. That means tomorrow is Sunday. So for all my folk out there that believe like I do, tomorrow is Sunday. So you got to go praise the Lord, praise God, and thank him for the blessings that he's bestowed upon us. And he loves to hear from us, because he loves to know that we appreciate him. And so if you don't have a church home, you can always tune on to your cell phone, computer, go on the website and find a church and listen to church right from your bedroom, kitchen, living room, wherever. But please give the Lord thanks for such a wonderful day. And I tell you, for a wonderful life and all the blessings. And I tell you, this has been an exciting day for me. And so once again, I thank all our listeners out there. I thank our special guests, United by Change, Democracy Network. I thank Megan and Jules that was here earlier, and Tara. Now, you know why I said Tiara? Because I have a person that works for me named Tiara. That's why I said Tiara. I'm so sorry, Tara.
No, didn't take offense.
For coming on our show. We have had a great day. So we will see you all next week. And don't forget to mark your calendars for August the 1st for the Community Day out here from 11 in the morning to 4 o'clock. And also the 28th, we're going to march on Washington. We're going to leave from Chattanooga on August the 27th by bus at 6 o'clock. So be there a little bit earlier. And yes, we're going to have some folks shouting us out and sending us off. Thanks to you for telling everybody to send us off. And I will see you all next week. Anything else y'all want to say before we close?
Don't forget to vote.
Yes. And don't forget to vote. You must do your civic duty. Thank you so much. God bless.